sort of started. You know, it's just so brilliant. So I know they've come up with something so much better, but Alex and I had always wanted to see, we assumed we had a house together, and we wanted to see that. I wanted to see Pam's closet. You know, I expected it was like, it looked like a dry cleaner's, you know, and she had a whole organizational system, and I kind of wanted to see Pam. I imagined that she never paid for anything, that she vamp shoplifted, always. You know? So you just see like the hanger, and the hanger going, shop girl. You know? So there's all kinds of, mainly my ideas go towards the really comedic. Like you know, spin-off would have to be like some silly half-hour, totally jumping the shark in my mind. So it's good we have writers.
Yeah. Do you know? Did they ever show the car that you drove?
No, and I had suggested, because I have a motorcycle license, I had suggested I had a Harley, and I never heard that.
I know the answer to this question.
What?
Because when I I was working on the True Blood comic book, which I wrote a bunch of issues of, and there was a scene where I had you in your car, had Pam in the car, and I was like, what kind of car does Pam drive? And in my mind, I was thinking, I bet she drives a Prius. And I wrote the question to Gianna Sobel, who was like the liaison between Alan Ball's office and the comic book stuff, and I said, hey, can you ask Alan what kind of car Pam drives? She got back to me 5 minutes later, and she goes, he said they haven't established it, but she probably drives a Prius. And I was like, yeah! So it's funny, because like, that's a little bit of trivia that I always had. And then we couldn't put it in the comic for legal reasons. We couldn't show that it was actually a Prius. But I just always think that's funny. Cause,
that is the most amazing.
Because it's that stuff like, Pam drives a Prius, but you know what? Alan Ball knows it, but nobody's never seen it.
Oh my God, that's where like Kristin and Pam overlap.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm a Prius lover, so that is so funny.
Yeah, it's so great.
It's so great, because I imagine she recycles. Like we had, you know.
Well, she's got to use the planet for a lot longer than people do, so you would think they expect her to be eco-friendly.
That's right. I think, well, it has to be, because I'm a vegetarian / vegan, and how do you, and I say, well, I only eat people. I've never heard an animal. And all the people are free range.
All right, let's go back to the center here.
Hi there. Thanks for the great, 7 seasons, I guess. So Lafayette's definitely my favorite character ever since AIDS Burger. That was one of my favorites. So I was a little ticked. The finale, I felt like you totally got shafted. You didn't get hardly any screen time except at the end with your hottie, which is awesome. But I was wondering if there was any more scenes that were supposed to be in the finale that didn't actually make it, like extra scenes that maybe got shot, things like that. Like, this is for everybody, but I was just wondering if you felt like you got shafted or something.
Well, no. To the credit of the production, I was under the weather, so I had a stomach bug and I was vomiting a lot. So it's difficult trying to do a scene. They go action, and you're like, I don't know. So I think that to save production time, they had to scale back so that I could heal. So that's why. I don't think I got shafted. I was still sitting there with my boy toy. And I was still in the episode. It was just that I was under the weather at the time.
Anybody else have a comment on a scene that might have been in there at first, but didn't?
I was just happy to be there.
I know, I had stuff added. I mean, I remember there was a scene with Ryan that they ended up not doing. Remember that scene? So
there was a scene in the script where you saw Jason chase after Bridget in the airport. And I think the episode was running super long. It took 70 minutes, and that was like the one scene that they felt they could really take out, and you would still have.
it still made sense.
Still made sense.
Yeah. The last thing that he says is if you did sleep with her on the way to the airport, I'd hurt you. And then they're at Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it actually really works. And that always happens where they trim a line or something, a part of a scene, because it's always too long. They want to have extra.
Okay, we'll go back over to.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Hi.
Your sexuality on the show is, I'm guessing, a little different from your real life. Do fans approach you a certain way, or do you find, like Lafayette, you got a lot of guys hitting on you because of your character?
Why are you interested? You can meet me after, we can talk about it. Hey, I'm open. No, I mean, yes, you know, you people, when they see you on TV, they think that that's actually who you are. So a lot of people quite bored with me when they're like, oh, you're not really allowed to do that. You're kind of boring. But no, we can talk about it if you want to hook up afterwards. We can make that happen maybe if you got enough money.
I get a lot of like, oh, I hate, like I've never been told more than I'm hated. In season 2, before I was a vampire, it was like, oh, I hate you and I hate your character. Like, can you just, I don't know, pick one? Because both sides of me are offended now. But then when you became a vampire, it's like, okay, you're cool now. You know, now I love to hate you. But then you also get like, oh, you're a lot taller in person. You don't look as old as you do on TV. I thought you were fat, and I'm surprised that you're not as fat as I thought you were. It's like, okay, thanks. Can you just tell me you hate me again? Because now I quit acting.
I get a lot of the same stuff. I get, oh my God, you look so much younger in person. And you know, everybody does. The lighting on our show, they made it ghoulish.
And where vampires were like paid, like,
oh my God.
You guys don't know, but they put like
The
white makeup on it, powder.
Oh.
They put red eyeliner around your eyes so you look like you just woken up from like an all-night rager.
Yeah.
You have like, the cool thing too that I found out was they put, the first time I got in the chair and I was putting the vampire makeup, they finished me up and they put this little red kind of nail polish around the edges of your fingernails to make it look like you got kind of corpse hands. And so you don't look you try to look sexy.
Yeah.
If you're Alexander Skarsgård, you can really pull it off. But,
better
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
We all look better as humans. They definitely wanted to make us
You look sickly.
100 and something. And then people always say, oh, you're so much taller. You're tall, because Alex is enormous. So, and then, oh, you're so much thinner. You're so much taller. So I get the same. And then I also get, I hated you in the beginning. And then it sort of turns to like, but now, like, I hate you in a good way. Yeah, I get the same stuff.
I also get, like, women that come up to me and go, if you're gay, I'd like to turn you.
So you get more women.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I'll tell you what, no one ever said to me. And I also played a gay character on the show. Not touching it with a 10-foot pole, I guess.
Like, wow, I get more women when they think I'm gay than I did before that. I was like, yes, I'm gay.
Really
Come on, tell me. You can tell me.
I too am gay. Dude, no? Okay. Sorry. Don't want to turn. You turn me, I'll turn you on. How about that? No? No? Okay. Thank you. It was nice to meet you anyway, and thanks for calling me fat.
That's iconic.
All right, let's go back to the middle here.
Hi guys, welcome to Atlanta. Thank you for coming. Okay, so my question is, what did you take away from being on the show, both personality-wise or an experience, but also souvenirs?
Souvenirs, we got our fangs, which is cool. Didn't think we'd get those. They're sitting on my desk at home.
I know.
Yeah. In their little retainer case. Like,
Well, just like the 11.
yeah.
But they have our names on it, but my name is spelled wrong.
Oh, with an E?
It's like all wrong. It's Kristin.
Krustin. Long beard.
Yeah. It's like totally.
I said time and time again, HBO should sue me. Because I've been stealing from them for so long. I got Lafayette drawers. In fact, I think I got Lafayette drawers on now. I got earrings. I got the head wraps. I got rings. I got socks. I got bracelets. I got eyelashes.
Someone writing this down. Might want to head to your local police department.
I was so tired at the end of the night that I just go home every day and just never bring it back. And hope Audrey doesn't know this.
This image of you driving home, sleeping. Just dressed in still a bullet costume. Face plant. Wake up in the morning. Oh shit.
Audrey's like, so Nelsan, what the ring? Because we had two. I was like, Audrey, I don't know where that ring went. I think it's somewhere in my drawer at home. I don't know. You got it back up. Oh, since you got it back up, I got so much Lafayette stuff at home. Ridiculous.
That's why you weren't in the finale that much. They ran out of costumes. Like, well, we had a 12-page scene for him, but you checked his closet, it's empty. Just tell him to wear whatever he comes to work in, and he'll be done by noon.
Oh, man, I got a Lafayette t-shirt.
So
Why be the...
you didn't say what you took away from it personally, like, experience. You gave me the souvenirs.
You're trying to make Kristin cry again.
I
I can see you warming up.
I would have never thought Pam would do something like that.
Yeah, I think we almost need time to process what we've taken away from it, because we would normally be going on hiatus right now, seeing each other next year, so it's a little surreal.
Or going, I got killed off the show. And there's another season, what am I going to do for a job?
Yeah. And or wondering, if you were going to come back, or what the next scripts would be, and our lives it's 7 years, so there's so much life that we've lived even outside the show, and it's so much, and the friendships and our careers are different. It'd probably be a shorter list what we didn't take, It's been absolutely transforming.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Like, this is obviously the first show that I've been a part of that's had such an impact and has lasted this long, and that I've gotten to be a part of every season. And what's really nice is, you know, we talk about a lot in this cast, we take away the people that we work with, and that's true. And it's really cool because the thing that I've thought of, or I was just thinking of when you were talking about this, is, you know, this show will always exist for the fans, but that'll also be a 7-year time period that kind of got frozen in amber for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, hopefully when I'm old, I can look back on the show and be like, oh, I remember, okay, season 5, this is when this was going on in my life, and this was so great. Oh, this is when I got to work with Dennis, and that, you know, the show means something different for us, because when we watch it, we see it, we're thinking about what was going on in our lives at that time when we shot it. So it's kind of like a really nice time capsule for us, and that's something that I'm very grateful for as an actor, that I can have that. You know, it's cool that, you know, if I have kids one day, when they're much older, I can show them the show. It's like, yeah, you know, man used to be, you know, used to look really fat and short on TV.
I'm gonna miss the marvelous moments that I depend on having when I go to work with the crew. How fun it is with the crew. We had the best crew in all the world. I just fell in love with all of them. I'm gonna miss Greg Feinberg cussing me out. I'm gonna miss Alan Ball, or Miss Alan Ball, she's left. Him cussing me out. For being late and dirty, his other reasons. I'm gonna miss Anna's babies. I'm gonna miss her dog. I'm gonna miss Sammy. I'm gonna miss all these memories that I've made for 7 years with all these people that I depended on coming. I'm gonna miss Bridget in the makeup trailer. I'm gonna miss all these memories that I've gathered through the years and depend on having when I come to work, seeing these people and having fun.
Yeah, so much room to play. You know, that's the thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was working. It was like I was a child in the sandbox.
Yeah.
Coming in and throwing dirt on them and saying, what you gonna do now?
Yeah.
Let's play. I'm gonna miss that, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna get that experience ever again on another project.
Yeah, it'll be
It
tough.
was very rare, the set.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, finally, this poor Billith has just been standing there waiting for his moment. Check this guy.
You kind of cheated with the pants. Right?
Yeah.
I just wondering, while you're at the conventions, what you enjoy most about the conventions, and if you get out when people are costuming, and what your favorite costumes are.
I'm looking at one right now. I mean, I love cosplay. I love looking at all the costumes. You know, as actors, we get to like cosplay for a living, basically. So that's always impressive, especially when it's like the talent that you see that people bring to their creations is always amazing. And you know, I'm a comic book geek. I've been reading and collecting comic books since I was like in the 3rd grade. So I would be at a comic convention whether I needed to or not. So this is always fun for me. Gone somewhere in time, young nerdy Michael reading comic books alone in his bedroom, just heard the applause of people in a ballroom sometime in the future, just clapping for him, just reading Spider-Man, and he went back to reading Spider-Man.
And it happened, it just happened. That was iconic. By the way, he has those comic books here, and you can get them signed from me too. So come see us. Yeah. Yeah, that is a big, amazing. There's a couple things that are interesting about being in a situation like this at a con, because I feel like it's an on-the-ground survey of the show, especially which Pam lines landed. Because I never really know. I kind of, when I read the script, I know, oh, that's one of them. And then I hope that it gets delivered well and shot well and edited, you know, and then 6 months later people see it, and then 6 months later I see people. So there's a long, it's not like I used to do sitcoms with a live audience where you know immediately if you got it right. So it's interesting for me to, you know, have people come up and say Republican, you know, all weekend. I'm like, oh, I got it right.
I of course love all the True Blood outfits, but there are a couple out there. Well, first of all, I'm amazed that y'all making yourselves these costumes, but there's a werewolf walking around that frightened me. I was like, that's a full-on werewolf. And of course, I love all the ones in the Magnificent. What was it?
Oh, yeah.
Maleficent. That's the horns made it all itself. That's all. That's my sister. Oh, yes. Yeah. And of course, I love all the costumes. But you know, the little skirts. You know.
I just love like the Merlot's waitress outfits, because I'll see them walk by, I'm like, all right, yeah, part of the club. And I'm done.
And I always think like, yay, and then I think, wait, Vintage is better.
Yeah.
We have all these personal thoughts. That Groot I saw yesterday was amazing.
Oh yeah, you hear about this group?
Yeah. And then the werepup, you seen the baby?
That scared me. I do not approve of that.
Yeah.
I was signing a comic book yesterday and I looked up and there's a werewolf the size of a toddler in a stroller about to grab my pants. And she's like, oh, that's not all. And she holds up this newborn baby. And she wanted to give it to me. I was like, get it off the table. I'm serious. Get it away from me. It was so frightening. I saw a picture later. Kristin took a picture of you holding the werewolf baby. You look like a proud father. It's just Nelsan like cuddling up against this werewolf baby.
That's funny, I gotta show it to you. Well, another actor thought it was a live infant that they dressed up and thought it was sort of abusive because it was so real.
Cut that out. Cut it out.
Okay, I'm afraid we're out of time for this one, but we do have another panel with these fine people tomorrow at 1 p.m. in Peachtree at the Westin, which is the same place as yesterday's panel, if you went there. So, thank you all for coming.
Thank you guys.